We're back at the Timeout Sports Lounge here at Golden Moon Casino. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl. You guys know Jalen Hurts, quarterback of the Eagles. We're going to get into Alabama recruiting quarterback. The number one of all time, highest rated recruit is a quarterback coming in. And then some basketball. We're going to get into all that right here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. So like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. You know him. That's Jake Coker. I'm Mick Gillispie. Roll Tide, everybody, from Pearl River Resort. All right, Roll Tide, everybody. Look at this right here. A football, mini football. I can throw this thing a quarter mile. Right good
Go
to
about
see.
like the mullet toss.
Like the mullet toss. Well, you know what? You beat me in the mullet toss last year, but this is a new year. You don't shank it.
Yeah. Better hope I tear the old rotator cuff.
Hey, there's been bigger upsets. Well, good to see you again, and thanks to everyone at Pearl River Resort as we get ready for Super Bowl 59 and the Eagles and the Chiefs. We'll talk more about the NFL, but let's start with Bama football, as always, and let's talk about Keelon Russell. He is the highest-rated recruit in the history of Alabama football, right? Slightly more points than Bryce Young, and a little bit ahead of Andre Smith. Those guys have went on to have great careers. So now, I mean, what does that mean?
I was about to ask you, how does one get the highest rank of any Alabama recruit? I mean, how is that measured? The number of people that vote 5 stars?
I think it has to do with camp performance. I think it has to do with the fact that the guy won 2 state championships and was a starter for 3 years in high school, 6A football in Texas. Over 4,000 passing yards.
Well, what stats go into the points? Is there a point system?
Well, stats, and then he was also the Gatorade Prep Player of the Year. So I mean, I'm sure that's part of it. The scouts love him, and not to say that it doesn't mean he's got to go out there and perform, but when you are that highly touted, it does tell you a lot. I still don't think that, and people want to know this, I still don't think that he's going to be the starting quarterback for Alabama this year.
Well, Ty Simpson is a coach's son. He's been there for this will be his 4th year. Is that right?
I think so, yeah.
He's got 2 years of eligibility. Like I said, coach's son. I've met Ty a few times. I think he's a great kid, seems to have a great head on his shoulders. That's the kind of guy that's going to be really, really tough to beat out, because I think he's not going to beat himself, and I don't think he's going to, put Alabama in positions where, we're vulnerable to lose games. I think he's very talented. I think he's very smart. I think he's probably got this offense pretty well under control at this point. Having been through a season. This will be going into his 2nd spring, been through a season, played in a few games. Keelan's going to have to come in, learn the offense, and then I think a year to really grow within this system. And then maybe next year, who knows? And that a lot of that depends on what Ty Simpson does. And look, I just haven't seen too many true freshmen come in and be game ready.
Right.
I don't care who you are. It's very, very tough. Obviously come in and show the flashes of really, really high ceilings and a lot of potential, but that is a tough scenario to come into as a true freshman and be expected to lead a team like a program like Alabama.
What would he have to do, Keelon Russell, to really put himself in the mix to win that job?
There's not going to be much. To start this year, there's really no break-in time to learn how to live a college lifestyle. To you can't have any hiccups. It's got to be all business all the time from the start. And so, that in itself, an 18-year-old coming in, moving to a different state,
right,
meeting new people, trying to get acclimated. There's just a lot of moving parts for an 18-year-old kid, and Heard a lot of great things about him. He seems to be a pretty mature kid, and hopefully he can do all that and put himself in position to be, vying for that spot. But again, like I said, it's a very, very tough scenario to be in, and actually win that job is going to be pretty tough. It's not like he's coming into a team that's trying to rebuild with not a whole lot of talent. I mean, this is Ty Simpson, who I think was a 4-star coming out of high school. I've seen him throw, seen him move around, very athletic. He's a playmaker, and like I said, the coaches' sons are kind of a different breed. I mean, they understand what they're doing. They understand what they got to do. They speak that language early on, and they seem to pick up on new schemes pretty quickly. And I would imagine he got acclimated to that new system that Kalen DeBoer brought in pretty quickly, and he looks to be pretty comfortable right now.
Yeah, really interesting. You went through this, at Florida State and at Alabama, and quarterbacks go through this all the time, where you go in and you got a camp to basically win the job.
And really, eventually, the team really knows. I mean, I think, Coach Saban's approach was always to try to make it obvious who the starter should be. And sometimes if that takes benching a guy and letting other people have an opportunity, to prove themselves, they don't prove it, you come back in and play for the rest of the year, and that's who the starter is. Happened for me, happened for Jalen. But the team ultimately, I think you get a good feel by just going around, and you could ask the entire team who the starter should be. They pretty much know.
Super Bowl 59 is right around the corner, and it's the perfect time to get in on the action with my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook. Right now, they're giving all new customers $200 in bonus bets instantly after betting just $5. This is your shot to make every last play a moment to be remembered. Don't wait. Download the DraftKings app now and use our promo code Bama Tailgate. The crown is yours. Stay in on all the action and use your $200 in bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at even bigger payouts. Combine multiple bets together from the same game. Love the thrill of live betting? DraftKings has got you covered. Bet live on in-progress games right as they happen, making watching the game that much more exciting. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have a shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use our promo code Bama Tailgate, bet just $5 on any wager, and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. That's promo code Bama Tailgate only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
And he's got to win that locker room over, prove that he knows what he's doing, and can command that huddle, and that's what that team's going to look for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and for the people that wanted to bench Jalen Milroe after some bad performances at Oklahoma and Michigan, that's one of the things you worry about as a head coach is losing the locker room, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, you continue to start a guy that the team isn't comfortable with or doesn't feel like is giving you the best opportunity to win. You got a problem there, and at some point, unity on a team takes you a lot further than talent a lot of times. You can want a guy to start all you want to, but the team has to be on the same page, and they got to be playing for that guy they want to be the starter.
Well, it's it's one of the things that as we get closer now, having a new offensive coordinator in Ryan Grubb, I'm sure he's going to lean on Nick Sheridan, having that he wasn't that he wasn't there. But Grubb having the experience of being in the NFL for a year is going to help him as a play caller, I would think, too.
I mean, you would think, but the college game it's a different game, and I mean, to me, Ryan Grubb probably learned a lot of things in the NFL. I know things are done somewhat differently. I mean, they borrow schemes from each other, but it is a different game, and I would imagine Ryan Grubb probably picked up a few things that will translate to the college game, and just to be in that arena for a little bit tells you what kind of talent he had. I mean, the Seahawks, they don't go out and hire somebody who's not qualified to be an offensive coordinator. They had a pretty good year, 10-7. Geno Smith throwing for more yards than he's ever thrown for. He did a great job with Michael Penix in Washington. Has always done a good job. When's the last time Ryan Grubb was an offensive coordinator and his team had a losing season or didn't perform well on offense? To me, it comes down. I think Nick Sheridan's a great offensive coordinator. I think there was somewhat of a learning curve there, but shows a lot of potential, and I think he's going to be great. Big asset to our program. But, again, Kalen DeBoer, he's got to make the decision that's going to put us in the best, give us the best opportunity to win. And so I think he's doing that, and those two get along really well. And they jive the best, create the best opportunity for the team.
As we hang out with you at the Timeout Sports Lounge here at Golden Moon Casino, we talk about the Super Bowl a little bit, right? And we know Jalen Hurts is the quarterback. He came in and took over the starting job after you left, 2016 at Alabama. And now he's the starting quarterback for the Eagles. The Eagles have one of Bama's Heisman Trophy winners in Devontae Smith. Eli Ricks is on the team. Landon Donovan's on the Dickerson's on the team. There's a lot of guys. Latu, the tight ends on the team. 7 different Bama guys are on this team, but I'm just going to kind of throw some stuff at you since we're in the sports book here. The Super Bowl odds right now, the Eagles are a 1.5 underdog. What do you think about that?
Makes me like them. Where do you have the percentages on there? No. I'm going Eagles. I mean, I think I see Ryan over here. I think, where are the percentages on this game here? You know, getting some inside info over here.
Yep. Here at the sports book, we got the over under in this one, 48.5 over under. What do you think of that?
That's about where it should be. I'd be nervous to bet on that one. I think I'd take the Eagles.
First touchdown score. Saquon Barkley of the Eagles, plus 410. Jalen Hurts of the Eagles, plus 650. Travis Kelce's plus 800. What are you thinking there? Xavier Worthy, remember he was with Texas last year, plus 1,000. And A.J. Brown's 1,100 to score the first touchdown. Any of those?
Well, I mean, let's see. Saquon Barkley is probably your safest one. I'd probably throw money on Jalen Hurts just because I'd be pulling for it.
Because that'd make you happy?
Yeah.
All right, coin toss.
Tails.
Going tails there?
Tails.
Okay, you can bet on that. It's pretty fun, though. I think that's one of the best parts about the Super Bowl.
What's the national anthem duration?
I don't know if I have that one on here. Which is pretty funny, though. What would you say, like over under 230? What's the best national anthem you remember?
I don't know. I missed the halftime show with. I always see the one with Creed. They're swinging from the banners in Cowboy Stadium.
Yeah. Best Super Bowl party you ever went to?
I don't know if I've ever really even been to a Super Bowl party.
I've heard a lot of that. When I was at Alabama, I threw it's still known as the greatest Super Bowl party in Tuscaloosa history.
Nobody in Alabama really celebrates the Super Bowl.
Well, I had a house full of TVs, the official Super Bowl plates and cups, lots of food and booze, and people still talk about the Super Bowl party as being legendary.
Yeah, see, that's because the party wasn't about the Super Bowl. Y'all weren't invested. It was more about the good times.
Ravens
right?
won that Super Bowl, so
you were invested in it.
That's what made it so great.
And Derrick Henry wasn't playing. Had he been playing, people would have been invested in.
Man, I wish he would have been playing in that one.
Are there any Alabama greats that played in Baltimore that you remember?
In that particular Super Bowl, no. When the Colts were around, there were always Alabama players on the Colts. And I'm guessing, like there probably were Alabama guys. I just don't remember. But
what year was that?
It's the year 2000.
Okay. You were in college in 2000?
Yeah. Yeah, I should have lied and said it was the one in 2011, whatever, but it's 2000.
Oh, then everybody knew you were lying.
I still carry a very young profile, friend.
Yeah, you ain't passing the polygraph on that. That's right.
2000 Ravens roster.
That's Ray Lewis, Trent Dilfer. That was that year.
Trent Dilfer, the coach at UAB. To think about that. Running through the roster here.
Who's that? The coach, Brian Billick or something like that?
Brian Billick was the coach. Yeah, very good coach.
And they played the Colts?
No. They played the Giants. The Colts used to be in Baltimore, and they always had Alabama players on there. All right, Curtis Brown, wide receiver, was Alabama, 96. Leon Brown, Alabama, 2000. Oh, no. You know what? This is wrong. Sorry. That's the all-time roster. That wasn't the wasn't the Super Bowl roster. Ozzie Newsome was the general manager. So how
long has he been he's been the general manager for what, like 30 years?
He's not anymore, but he was. They had Rod Woodson, and Sam Adams. I remember him, not the beer. Jonathan Ogden, Ray Lewis. There's some great players. But anyway, with the Super Bowl party, there's the logo right there. You guys can't see it, but that
looks like a New Orleans logo.
It does. But I'm going to tell you right now, the party was immaculate. If Kelvin Ghost is watching this, and he does watch the show sometimes, you'll know. You should get on here and tell everybody. So we got to show these guys a good Super Bowl party. I've actually got invited to one down at the beach. So, but I'm telling you, this would be a great place to watch the Super Bowl. Have your Super Bowl party here at the Timeout Sports Lounge. Got the games will be on. The game will be on the TVs, and then obviously you can throw down with all the different wagers that go along with it. This is like being in Vegas, but it's an hour and a half from Tuscaloosa. I got here yesterday from Birmingham, and it took me like 2 hours, and it was an easy drive, really easy. So you guys check it out. All right, let's switch gears and talk a little bit of basketball. Bama off this week. They took care of business against Georgia on Saturday. And this Alabama program is doing really well. But I'll tell you what, the schedule, as tough as it's been, it's about to really heat up, man.
I think 7 ranked opponents, February 15th on, seven ranked opponents in a row. I was listening to Jim Dunaway. I heard one of his takes this morning, and I agree with him. I think it's Auburn and Alabama. I think Auburn, I think we kind of know what they have. I think their ceiling kind of is what it is. I think they consistently play pretty close to that. Alabama, I'm not sure that we're even close to our ceiling yet. Last year, if you watched us during the regular season last year, I'm not going to say I wrote us off, but I never felt like we'd make it to the Final Four based on what I watched during the year.
Right.
We're a good team, but we just didn't seem to have it figured out. Couldn't complete the puzzle. And, during the tournament, it was like watching a totally different team. The effort, just playing crisp ball, not turning it over. This year, way more depth, a lot more guys that can play, in my opinion, from top to bottom. And I still don't even think. Aiden Sherrill. He played really well Saturday.
Yeah,
a guy that we hadn't seen been injured. Young blood. New face, but is about as tough a player as you can find. I love the core of this team. I love how hard they play, and I still don't think we really know how good we're going to be.
Got to get there. Arkansas Saturday, at Texas on Tuesday, then that first Auburn matchup on the Saturday after Valentine's Day, the 15th. And then after that, it's ranked opponents the rest of the way.
Love it. Can't wait.
Number 1 Auburn. By the way, Bama's up to number 3 right now. At number 15 Missouri versus number 14 Kentucky versus number 22 Mississippi State. At number 4 Tennessee versus number 6 Florida at number 1 Auburn. It doesn't get in. Then guess what? You get to go to all the tournaments.
Poor Mississippi State too, man. Talking to our Pearl River guys here, Matt was talking about we were up in Tuscaloosa for Missouri, and he was already talking about the Mississippi State Alabama game and just tear your heart out.
How'd that go for Matt? We love Matt.
He didn't show up on Thursday.
Yeah, he wasn't here. Okay. Well, look, guys, thanks for hanging out with us again. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. Again, we appreciate Pearl River for being a great host to us. The weather's fantastic right now. It's got you thinking about the oaks, the azaleas over there at Dancing Rabbit. And if you come in here and play 50, you can go use your receipt for a $40 round of golf at Dancing Rabbit, which is the Augusta you can play. So take advantage of that, man. That is, you don't even have to have a membership. So you don't have to kiss up to a guy like him. You can just go play golf. But you'll love it. Bring your buddies down here, hang out, and we're gonna enjoy the Super Bowl too. 59. So you got the Eagles. You're taking the Eagles in the point and a half.
Eagles in the 1.5. I love it.
All right. Roll Tide, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
To Pearl River Resort.